first war in Scotland. The land was torn and bleeding, but the deepest wounds of all were made by Friend's third traitor to fight against Duncan the king. Nothing was as it seemed.
When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere the set of sun. Where the place?
Upon the heath.
There to meet with Macbeth.
Fair is foul,
and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and filthy air.
God save King Duncan!
Whence came thou, worthy thane?
From Fife's great king, where that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict, till brave Macbeth, well he deserves that name, confronted him with brandished steel, point against point, rebellious arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirits, and to conclude, victory fell on us.
Great happiness, no more than Thane of Cawdor shall receive. Our Rosamundra go pronounce Macbeth, and with our greatest title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done. Meanwhile on the heath, the three weird sisters gather in the wind and rain to greet Macbeth and Banquo.
A drum, Macbeth doth come.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
What are these, so wither and so wild in their attire? They look not like the inhabitants of the earth. Live you, or are you what? That man may question.
All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
All hail, Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail Macbeth. Thou shalt be king hereafter.
Banquo also wished to know what lay in store for him, and so challenged the weird sisters further.
If you can look into the seas of time and say which grain will go and which will not, speak to me, who nor beg nor fear your favours nor your hate.
Hail, 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 lesser than Macbeth, and greater.
Not so happy, yet happier.
Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
I know him Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, and to be king stands not within prospect belief, no more than Cawdor. Speak, I charge you.
Whither are they vanished?
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king.
The Thane of Cawdor too, won't it not so? The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success. He bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor.
What, can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Treason's capitals confess and prove have overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor, the greatest, is behind.
Oftentimes to win us our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths. Win us with honesty trifles to betrays in deepest consequence.
Confused by the prophecies made by the weird sisters, Macbeth and Banquo made their way back to the castle to inform them of their victory.
The worthiest cousin of noble Banquo, we will establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcolm, who we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland. My worthiest Cawdor, from hence to Inverness.
I'll make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach. So humbly take my leave.
Macbeth was not expecting Malcolm to be honoured as prince, and therefore heir to the throne.
The Prince of Cumberland, that is a step on which I must fall down, or else a leap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires.
Fiercely, Macbeth rode to warn his eager wife. Already, he had sent her news of his meeting with the weird sisters.
This
good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of grace. Lay it to thy heart and fervour. Gallant thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I feel thy nature, it is too full of the milk of human kindness to cast the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it.
Lady Macbeth, who has doubts of her husband's ability to ensure he becomes king, is interrupted by a messenger.
What is your tiding?
King comes here tonight.
The raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan. Under my battlements, come, thick knight, and pal thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of darkness to cry, hold, hold.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morosity look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it.
Lady Macbeth has started to plot the murder of King Duncan in her head and leaves with her husband to plan how they will do it.
This castle has a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses. Conduct me to mine, host, and we will continue our graces towards him.
Meanwhile, Macbeth is having doubts about his wife's plan for him to kill the king.
If it were done, when 'tis done, and 'twere well, it were done quickly. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then as his host, who should against his murder shut the door, not bear the knife myself. How? Now, what news?
He's almost up. Why have you left the chamber?
We will proceed no further in this business.
Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valour as thou art in desire?
I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you will be so much more than man.
If we should fail,
We fail, but screw your courage to the sticking place, and will not fail. What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
bring forth men, children only.
Beth alone starts to hallucinate a dagger in front of him, guiding him to where King Duncan is sleeping.
Is this a dagger I see before me? Handle toward hand, or art thou a dagger of the mind, a false creation from the heat-oppressed brain? Thou marshallest me the way I was going. Such an instrument I was to use. I see thee still, and on the blade and dodging, gouts of blood that were not there before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. I go and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
Later that evening, with the murder committed, Macbeth returns to his wife.
Peace! It was the owl that shrieked. He is about it.
Who's there? What? Ho?
Alack! I'm afraid they have awaked, and the deed 'tis not done. My husband!
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream.
Methought I heard a voice crying, sleep no more.
What do you mean?
Glamis hath murdered sleep. Therefore, Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think of what I've done.
Infirm of purpose. Give me the daggers. If you do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
is that knocking? How? It's with me, when every noise appalls me. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand?
My hands are of your colour, but I shame to wear a heart so white. A little water will clear us of this deed.
Wake, Duncan, with thy knocking. I would thou couldst.
The knocking on the door becomes unbearably loud and wakes the sleeping porter.
Here's knocking indeed. If a man were a porter of Hellgate, he should have an old turning of the key.
Knock, knock, never at quiet. What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no sign.
Anon, anon.
I pray you, remember
the
the porter.
porters.
As the sun rises, Macduff and Lennox arrive at the castle.
Our knocking has awaked him. Here he comes.
Good morrow, both.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Is thy king stirring, worthy Thane?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him, and I have almost slipped the hour.
I'll take you to him.
Oh, hover! Hover, hover!
What's
What's the matter? What is it you say?
Mean you, His Majesty?
Approach the chamber! Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bell! Murder! Treason! Banquo and Donalbain! Malcolm! Awake!
What's the business? Speak, speak.
O gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. O Banquo, Banquo! Our royal master's murdered!
Woe, alas, what, in our house?
What is amiss?
Your royal father's murdered. Oh. By whom?
Those of its chamber, as it seemed, had done it.
Oh yes, I do repent me of my fury. I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make love? No.
Help me hence, home.
Look to the lady.
Tricked by Lady Macbeth's diversion, everyone rushes to her and takes her off to check she is okay. All apart from the king's sons.
I'll to England.
To Ireland I, where we are, there's daggers and men's smiles. The nearer in blood, the nearer bloody.
Suspected of his murder, the dead king's son fled and left Macbeth to take the crown.
Whilst Macbeth and Lady Macbeth are being crowned king and queen, Banquo speaks out his doubts over Macbeth's motives.
Thou has it now, King, Calder, Glamis, all as the weird woman promised, and I fear thou playest most foully for it. Yet it was said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings.
Here's our chief guest. Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let you highness command upon me.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
Is it far you ride?
It's far, my lord, as will fill up the time, twixt this and supper.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
Goes Fleance with you?
Aye, my good lord.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot. Farewell.
With that he plots to have Banquo and his son Fleance killed.
To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus are fears in Banquo. Stick deep, the sisters hailed him, father to line of kings. If to be so, for Banquo's issue have I filled my mind. For them, the gracious King Duncan, I have murdered, to make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings. Who's there?
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
Is Banquo gone from court? Aye, madam, but he'll be back again tonight. Say to the king that I would attend his leisure for a few words. Madam, I will. Naught had, all spent. 'Tis safer to be in that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy.
Macbeth tries to hide his guilt and torment and his plans for Banquo from Lady Macbeth.
We have scotched the snake, not killed it.
Come, gentlemen, sleek o'er your rugged looks, be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I, love, and so I pray be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Ere the bat hath flown and cloistered flight, there shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, my dearest Chuck.
But who bid thee join us? Macbeth. It will be rain tonight. Let it come down.
Banquo is killed, but Fiance escapes the murderers.
Treachery! Fly, good Fiance! Fly, fly, fly!
Macbeth's castle, late that night. Macbeth greets his guests, then asks for information from the murderers about the killing of Banquo and Fleance.
You know your own degrees. Sit down at once and last this hearty welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Majesty.
There's blood upon thy face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut, that I did for him.
Thou art the best of cut throats, yet he's good, that did the like for Fleance.
Most royal, sir, Fleance escaped.
Then comes my fit again. I had else been perfect, but Banquo's safe.
Aye, my lord, in a ditch he bides, with 20 trenched gashes to his head.
Get thee gone, tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer.
Please, your Majesty, sit.
Suddenly, Macbeth sees the ghost of Banquo sitting in his chair.
Which of you have done this?
What, my good lord?
Thou canst not say I did it. Never shake thy glory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. His Highness is not well.
Pray you keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon thought, he will again be well. Are you a man?
I, and a bold one, that dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look but upon a stool.
Macbeth realises the ghost has vanished.
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fie for shame.
Give me some wine, fill it full. I drink to the general, joy of the whole table, and our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss, would he were here.
Macbeth sees Banquo's ghost again.
Avaunt and quit my sight!
As quickly as it appeared, the ghost had vanished.
Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health attend His Majesty.
Kind good night to you.
It will have blood. They say blood will have blood. I will tomorrow to the weird sisters. More they shall speak.
Lennox and a lord discuss Macduff, who is building an army to defeat Macbeth.
The son of Duncan lives in the English court. Thy Macduff is gone to the Holy King, that by the help of him we may sleep to our nights, free from our feasts and banquets, it's and bloody knives. And that's this report. Arthur exasperates the king that he prepares for some attempt of war.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
By the prickings of my thumb, something wicked this way comes.
How now, you secret black midnight hags, what is it you do?
Speak, command, will answer. Say if thou'st rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call 'em, let me see 'em.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, as no man born of woman can harm you. Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware Macduff. Beware the stain of Fife. Dismiss me, enough. Macbeth shall never vanquish, be until great Burnham Wood to high Dunesane Hill shall come against him.
That will never be sweet Bodeman's good. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
Deny me this, an eternal curse shall fall on you. Come in! Without there!
What's your grace's will?
Where is Macduff?
Macduff has fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
Time thou anticipate my dread exploits. The castle of Macduff I shall surprise.
Macbeth plans to have Macduff and his family executed.
My ever-gentle cousin, welcome hither.
Sir, amen.
Stand Scotland where it did?
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself, it cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where sighs and groans and shrieks rend the air, are made, not marked, and good men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps.
Be it their comfort, coming thither, gracious England hath lent us good seaward and 10,000 men.
Would I could answer, this comfort would be like, but I have words that would be howled out in the desert air.
What concern they?
Your castle is surprised, your wife and babes savagely slaughtered.
Merciful heaven. My children too?
Your castle is surprised, your wife, babes, servants, all that could be found.
My wife too?
I have said.
All my pretty ones? Did you say all? Oh, hellkite. All? What? All my pretty chickens and their dam? At one fell swoop? Sinful Macduff, they were all struck for thee.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger.
Gentle heavens, front to front. Bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself within my sword's length. Set him.
Macbeth is ripe for shaving.
Meanwhile, back at their castle, Lady Macbeth is sleepwalking and is played by Guild.
Out down spots, I say. 1, 2. Fie, my lord, fie. A soldier and a feared. Yet, who'd have thought the old man had so much blood in him? This little hand smells still of blood. All the perfumes of Arabia could not sweeten this little hand. Oh, wash your hands. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out on one's grave. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed.
And so an army starts to form and makes its way to Macbeth to avenge all those who have died.
The English power is near, led on by Malcolm, his uncle Seward, and the good Macduff. Near Burnham Wood will we meet them, and that way they will come.
me no more reports. Let them fly all till Burnham Wood remove Dunsinane. I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? Come, put mine armour on. Give me my staff. I will not be afraid of death and bane till Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane.
What woods are these before us?
The wood of Burnham. Let every soldier shoot him down a bough and bear it before him.
Hang out our banners on the outward walls. What was that cry?
It is a cry of woman, my lord.
The time has been my senses would have called to hear a night shriek. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
Out! Out! Brief candle! Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then his head no more. It is a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked towards Burnham, and anon methought the road began to move.
I begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not till Burnham Wood do come Dunsinane, and now a wood comes towards Dunsinane. Blow winds, come rack, at least we'll die with harness on our back.
After a fierce battle, Macbeth faces Macduff.
Turn, hellhound, turn.
Of all men else I have avoided thee. My soul is too charged with blood of thine already.
Thou bloody villain, then terms can give thee out.
I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
To spare thy charm, Macduff was from his mother's womb, untimely ripped.
Lay on Macduff, and damned be him that first cries hold enough.
Hail, King, for so thou art, behold where stand Thusper's cursed head. Hail, King of Scotland.
Let us call home our exiled friends abroad, that fled the snares of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who, as 'tis thought, by self-violent hands took off her life. So to thanks to all at once,